Hey, what's up guys? This is Justin at WinkSound.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to access and use your automation inside Battery 3. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date with the latest releases from WinkSound Studios.
To get to the Battery 3 automation, you want to go to the View tab here, the View drop-down menu, and go to Automation page. So you have host and you have MIDI CC. So host will correspond to whatever DAW you're using, so it can read that information. And then MIDI CC is if you want to assign that parameter to be controlled by your MIDI controller, whether it be a slider or a knob or a key, this is where you can do that assignment. So you can manually draw in that automation data. So I'll start with host. And you see this number here, the ID, you can click in the little box and make adjustments and choose a different number, but that corresponds with, enabling the automation data within your host DAW. In this case, it's Pro Tools for me. So I'm going to click over here for the plugin automation, and whatever I choose for 1 is going to correspond with this generic 001 here. So I'm going to enable that now. And what you want to do is make sure, whatever cell or sound you're using is highlighted when you're doing this automation. So as you can see, my kick here. All right, and there's no bypassing of effects automation. So you want to make sure whatever effect you're going to automate, it's enabled. And I'm going to do the bits. So all you got to do is click on this little area here and drag down to that parameter that you want to automate. And as you can see, I get a little plus sign allowing me to do this. So you get the name, the kick, the parameter, bits, and the from and to %. I usually leave it at 0 to 100 because it gives me the full range of automation. So you can also reset that if you'd like. All right, so now like I did before, I enabled the automation of 001, and I'm going to go and draw some in real quick. Okay. Now, as you can see, instrument 1, effects A, battery 3, 001. So I'm just going to draw in some random points here and make some adjustments. So as you can see, when I'm pulling it down, you can see the bits changing. So you got the right parameter that you're automating. All right, I'll play this real quick. All right, you got the idea there. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with the MIDI controller. Okay, so go to MIDI CC and the modulation wheel shows up. There's nothing assigned to it yet. And I want to do the bits. I want the modulation wheel to control the bits so I can manually draw in that automation data. So again, just click on that modulation and drag it down to bits. So now the modulation wheel is going to control the bits in the lo-fi effect. And as you can see, when I move it around, it's controlling it. So now, I got it all, set up here, and I could draw in my automation data. As you can see, it's moving around. And, just be careful as to, what is assigned to your MIDI controller, because things could get confusing or overlapping on each other. And, if you don't want to use the modulation wheel, you want to use a slider or a knob on your MIDI controller, just choose learn and then move around that knob or slider. And as you can see, I changed it to a knob. I'm using a M Audio Axion keyboard, so one of those knobs now is controlling the bits. So it's real easy to do, but can be very confusing. You got to keep in mind the numbers and all those things that correspond with each other to make sure you got the right parameter with the right number automation over here with these generic numbers. But once you do that, you can go to file and save the automation or controller map that you've done, so this way next time you can recall it and not have to go through this whole process.
You can always get in touch with Justin at WinkSound.com and check out more of Justin's videos, including these titles featuring the new Pro Tools 8, now available on demand at WinkSound.com.